What's up, guys? I'm Michael. This is Dylan from TC Customs, and we are headed to the Bronco Off-Roadeo in Tennessee.
Get off the shit. Yeah, I knew that was about to happen. That was beautiful. He killed it.
Housekeeping. You ready for Bronco Off-Roadeo?
I guess.
You guess? What do you mean? You gotta be hyped up, man.
Yeah, I don't feel the best, but
You don't feel the best. It's fine.
we'll get it done.
You got a little tickle in your throat. Come on. We're about to go off-roading.
I'm about to flip that line.
Oh, okay.
Oh. 44, 40.
Montvale. 23 minutes. It's 7:20 and it's still dark.
Yeah, that was confusing me.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so we have made it to the spot for Bronco Off-Roadeo. So let's go inside, get registered. I think he's freezing. He's over here shivering.
Yeah.
But let's go inside, get registered. I guess go talk to some people and wake up.
Good morning. Do you want to find your name on the iPad for me? Coffee, tea, water, and snacks.
So we made it to the building. They gave Dylan this custom Yeti cup, which is really freaking cool. I mean, who doesn't like a Yeti? There's so many people there. They have a bunch of memorabilia on the walls. I mean, look at the cool Broncos. We got t-shirts everywhere. They have hats. They have everything you can imagine. Also, they have accessories for your own Bronco if you wanted to get some for yourself. Now, let's go do some off-roading.
My name's Corey Rice. I'm going to be your trail guide today. Did start with the Bronco program when it began back in 2021. So I've been with the Bronco program since the grassroots of it. Personally, I've been off-roading for well over 40 years now, 42 years or so. Started when I was really young on dirt bikes, things like that. Done, I think last count I was at 42 of the 50 states that I've been able to go off-road in. But I'd love to hit all 50. It might be a minute before I get to Hawaii, but you know.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's a little water in between.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, but that being said, this has been a passion. It's been a hobby of mine for as long as I've been alive, as long as I can remember. So I'm glad I get to share that with you guys today, have a little fun out here. Built quite a few things, done a lot of different things like that over the years. So it allows me to have a good understanding of the mechanicals of the vehicle, which is very important when we're trying to manipulate those mechanicals to get what we want out of them.
And you know how to fix them.
And then if something goes wrong, I can fix it. Absolutely. So there's a plus side to that also. Absolutely. So a little bit more about here in Tennessee. We are on the McCord family farm. It is a private working farm. They have a little over 2,200 acres out here. With that 2,200 acres, we've got about 1,000 of that we get to play on in the woods up in here. Depending on how you drove in this morning, you might have seen just on the other side of that lake, as I call it. It's not quite a lake. It's not quite a pond. So it's a mixture of those two, but just on the other side of that, they've got some white barns, green roofs up there, horses running around, some hay fields, all of that. So they are still on property. They're still using it. Some days they'll be out on the trails on their four-legged horses out there when we're out there with our rubber-tired horses. So, but occasionally we'll see them out there. Of course, if we do, they have the right-of-way on those horses. All right, gentlemen. Well, let's step over here. We'll go ahead and get started with what we call our sluice box and our ORX, where we'll start talking about some principles of the vehicle and things like that.
You mind if I could throw my boots on real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's showing Dylan all the ins and outs, goat mode, the sway bar disconnect right before we go and hit out on the trail. But if y'all look, I don't know if y'all know, this place looks a little familiar, but this is where they shot footage for the Bronco Sport Sasquatch. So those rocks back there, wherever you see that B-roll footage of a Bronco Sport Sasquatch crawling through the rocks, it's literally right here. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna go out here in a few minutes. So enjoy the scenery and let's go do some off-roading.
Slow. Give me a little bit more turn. Beautiful turn. I love it. Keep coming. Slow and steady. Keep our rear tire up on our
So we picked our Bronco. We have a 24 Bronco Everglades. Wish they really brought that back. That color and everything. One downside is that we do not have the stay bar disconnect. So that may make this whole thing a little more interesting. So we're gonna be tipping a whole lot more. So let's see how Dylan does with the off-roading.
I think he's going to do amazing. He's already shown some really good characteristics of a good driver. Control of the vehicle, hand position was great through all of that, our first little bit there. So I think he's going to do awesome out here. It is going to be wet and slippery, so we're going to be moving around. I mean, last 4 days it's rained. It's still raining, so we're definitely going to be slipping and sliding around a little bit.
Crazy to me is how many miles per gallon is this thing getting? Because on a full tank, 88 miles to empty.
88 miles. Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Well,
we're crawling.
What you got to keep in mind is how we're using these vehicles also. They do not leave this property. They do not get on pavement. So every bit of the use of them is off-road driving.
Yeah. All right, guys, y'all ready?
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
All right. That right turn puts us on Interstate 40. We call it Interstate 40 because every vehicle that we take in and out of our trail system has to go in and out this main road.
Okay.
So
even the Bronco Sport.
Bronco Sports even also, yes sir.
Also, Dylan, the body of this vehicle is about 4 inches wider because of that GoPro. Just,
yes, it is sticking out on that side. Yep.
Well, I'd rather hit the GoPro than the vehicle
than the paint or the vehicle for sure. Yep. All right, so going through here, not too bad. It doesn't really justify needing any more than what we have. We're in 4 auto right now. That's what we keep most of our vehicles in on our property because, again, they're always on dirt or gravel, loose terrain. So if it senses a slippage, now as the trail starts to get a little rocky, a little bumpier, we will shift into low range at that point. So. Right now, again, not really need anything else, just control like you're doing. You feel it getting bumpier, so what are you doing? You're slowing down a little bit. When I talk about going off-road, everything off-road is visceral. So one of the big things we always want to do is make sure we can hear what's happening outside. You've got those windows down for sure. We want to be able to hear what the vehicle is doing. We want to feel. We feel it get bumpy, well, naturally, we just slow down a little bit more. It handles the bumps a little better at a slower pace. So. Now I don't focus with my guests most of them about giving numbers. So I'm not going to tell you, hey, we're doing 6 miles an hour today and that's it. Why? Because if the trail justifies it, we can do a little more than that. If it doesn't, we may have to slow down for that. And again, it's very much about the way it feels. Reading that terrain, I love it. You notice there was some roots in the terrain there, so you naturally just slow down for it. That's what we're looking for.
Definitely feel like we're in the Everglades.
Definitely wet enough right now.
Oh, that's for sure.
Love it. So going downhill, you're letting gravity control it. How are you controlling gravity though? Through that brake. You don't really need throttle right now. Now when we get to the bottom, we may need just a little bit of that throttle to keep us moving. Or we may not, because we may have enough torque through those gears we were talking about to help us through there. All right, a little bit of a mud puddle up here.
So Dylan's about to hit this mud hole right here behind me. Now he changed the goat mode. Now if everybody remembers the goat mode, goes over all terrain. He just put the mode into mud and ruts. It's crazy, never actually got to utilize this mode. It's always been normal or sport or anything like that, but now we are in the real situation where we'd use this. So let's see how he does through this.
All right, Dylan, come on up this way, nice and steady. Again, we've got a lot of roots here, wet and muddy. We want to stand tight to this side as much as we can to help use the terrain to get us through this location. Ease it down off that. Beautiful, sir. Look at that control. Drops pretty good. Yeah, keep turning a little bit more, because again, I want that rear tire to hug near that tree. Oh, I like it. We're holding the bank. Let's see how long it holds. I'm going to get out of the way though. I have a feeling it's going to drop down in there and splash. Go ahead and ease forward just a little bit. There it goes. Ah, yeah, I knew that was about to happen. Again, we like using this trail as one of our first trails a lot of times because it helps with understanding how wide the vehicle is, where we need to turn, and what we need to add or keep doing. So with that vehicle, so Dylan, since his windows are down right now, you heard that tire spinning. What do you think that means for you as a driver? Do we press a button or do we try a driving technique first? So let's try a driving technique. I love that. Press the brake just a little bit firmer as we're doing that. Let's see if we can stop that tire from spinning by holding the brake and see if that'll let us climb it. There we go. There we go. Dylan, that was perfect. I love it.
So Corey kept on showing Dylan a bunch of tips and tricks with the Bronco. Showing him how to go into the mud holes, showing him how to get over rocks, using that gas and brake combo. so that tires don't slip. I mean, we went through creeks, we went through everything. And by the way, this isn't Dylan's first time off-roading. He's been off-roading a while back. I mean, he's from Alabama, come on. But this is both of our first time coming to the Bronco Off-Roadeo, and it is such a cool event. I mean, there was huge rocks, there was giant mud puddles. I mean, we went through everything, and there was also other Broncos everywhere since we kind of caught up with the other group. So with that being said, let's go to the meadow and get a little speed.
Go for Corey.
Hey, you in the meadow right now?
We are. We got one more lap to do.
Copy that. I'm going to go over into the shaded area then. Thank you.
10-4, sir. Let's go. Let's use sport mode then. Because what I want is a mode that is going to be more about going a little quicker. So turn back to your left and right there. In sport mode, it's going to need to shift from 4 low to 4 auto. So now that it's in neutral, it can do that. Give it just a second. Perfect. Now, with that being said, I know it's slippery out here. I don't want to react and wait. Press 4H for me.
Yeah, buddy.
So again, up to that 25 on these flatter spots is going to be more reasonable for sure, more easier to control.
I don't think I've gotten over 18. Just how wet it is.
Yeah.
Just to be safe. And it's crazy how well it does grip.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I will say also, if it feels like you're losing traction, just get in the edge of the grass.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that helps give you something to grip to. This hard packed dirt with that moisture on it, you can slide off of it a lot easier. That grass just gives a little bit of something to grab, those tires to grab a hold of. So
are these buildings back here still in use, or are they?
So this one actually is used. The one right here, it's a little barn. They store some of their hay off of these fields.
Okay.
In that, and then this was not the. It was one of the I think second or third houses that the property owners built on this property. So not currently in use by any of us. I think there might be a few varmints living in it. Sometimes they let the trail guides, so we have trail guides that travel from other locations. Yeah. They get to stay in there. That's their Airbnb.
Oh, that's cool. So the meadows were really, really fun. We got to utilize sport mode, considering this Bronco does not have Baja mode. But we got to get a little more speed. We got to go through mud puddles, all that good stuff. And even next, I even got to drive a little bit. They taught me the ins and outs of off-roading, all that good stuff. But what comes next is what we call the waterfall. Usually everybody goes down it, but Corey took us uphill on the waterfall. So let's see how Dylan does.
Yep, beautiful. Got a couple of rocks you're going to be on right there. I like that. Yep. Nice and steady. Yes, sir. Oh, I like it. I like it. Give me a tiny turn. Yep. That's okay. Yes, sir. Tiny bit. Right there. Keep coming. A little bit. Right there. Nice. Oh, look at that. I love it, sir. Nice and steady. All right, let's see if we can turn hard uphill right now. Let's see if we can get those fronts. We may be able to, we may not. Let's see what happens. Easy, easy, right there. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. We slipped off that one. That's okay. That's okay. Let's go back a little bit. That's the way it wants to go. Let's help it. So more that way. Yep. A little more, 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 a little more. Yep. Right there. There it is. There it is. Yes, sir. And hold right there 1 second. I need to get a little further, okay? Oh, I like it. Yes. Tires coming off the ground, but because we're using 2 foot, we got through there. Nice and steady. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, that's okay. Ease it forward some if you can. All right, hold right there. I want to do something here. Now, right now, we feel that front wants to go downhill, right? So, how do I keep that front from going downhill in this situation? What can I use to help that front pull me up this hill? Front locking differential or rear? Front, absolutely. Now, because where we're at, we're going to let that front work by itself, no rear. We can do that in the Bronco. No other manufacturer allows us to do that. We can turn each locker on independently. So with that front one engaged, turn that wheel towards me just a little bit more. Right, a little bit more. Right there. Now, I'm going to get back up here. Left foot's on that brake, right foot's on that throttle. We're going to just ease it up. How we feeling in there? You're on that downhill side though, right? You're doing awesome, buddy. There he goes. That's it. Yes, sir. I like it. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Yes, sir. Beautiful. Nice. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes. Now, we got to steer a little bit through here. So let's turn that front locker off. Because again, if we can help it, we don't want to steer a lot with it. There we had to, right? Because I had to get that front up. Because if we didn't, you see that huge boulder you drove by? That'd drag all the way down the side of the vehicle, right? Which is what we don't want. So, killer job so far. We're not done yet, though. We got a little bit more, okay? Stay moving. Give me a tiny turn right there. Yes. Yes. Oh, I like it. I like it. Tiny turn. Yes, sir. Stay with that. Oh, there it is. Yes, stay with it. Stay with it. Oh, I like it, Dylan. Dylan. Yes, sir. Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. He killed it.
He killed it.
That was awesome, sir. It may be new to you, but you are killing it. I mean, that is exactly what we're looking for. That control. We did have to use a locker one time, right? That front locker. Help that front pull around. What do you think would have happened if we turned the rear locker on right there?
Right into the rock.
It would have pushed us into that rock, absolutely. So that's why this is so amazing that Ford gives us a way to be able to do that independently, where we can use that front locker to pull us up out of that section as we're going through there, let that rear just keep moving, let it keep turning, and not forcing us to go straight like it would if it was engaged. Killer job, Dylan. Killer. Yes.
All right, guys. So that was our first experience of the Bronco Off-Roadeo here in Tennessee. Thank you so much, Corey, for your help.
Absolutely.
You've been incredible. You've taught us so much. I mean, there's so many buttons on this thing that I've never even
didn't know what they did, right?
I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, we're on asphalt, but this has been awesome. Dylan, you absolutely killed it. Congrats again for winning the contest. So what do you think here? Tell us a little, what do you think? How was the experience?
It's pretty fun. A lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But Corey just walked me through everything, and it was all around fun.
It was, and you killed it natural. You're natural.
Oh, he did amazing at it. Dylan was awesome out there. We teach some driving techniques, which I'm sure y'all heard through the day. Dylan mastered that 2-foot driving right out of the book. So that makes it really taking that off-road driving to that next level, and he was great at it. So glad he was able to come out here. Hopefully maybe this will make you want to buy a Bronco now, right? Yeah.
The wife wants one. So.
Well, there you go. Well, we all know the old saying, right? Happy wife, happy life. So you will bite that bullet and buy a Bronco for her to keep her happy, I'm sure, right? No joy yourself in it at all, right?
And she won't come out here, so I'll get to bring it out here.
There you go. There we go.
So if you want to see more stuff like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single video. I'm gonna be like Mitchell. Peace.